It's time for Think Tank right here. And I want to talk about a couple of things here. One of them will be why in the world would anybody bathe in reverse osmosis drinking water, adding a little borax from time to time, or baking soda. Wanted to get my raincoat out of the dryer here. This is part of what I do. I'll fill this up with my system that generates about 70 gallons a day, and sometimes I'll add borax to it. Do you know that when the man invented WD-40, well, he put his daughter in a swimming pool, a little portable swimming pool, and dropped an electric drill in there with her in it. He sprayed the drill with this first. It didn't electrocute her. Isn't that special? Does that sound abusive? Think Tank. What about it? I ride a motorcycle. I wouldn't want to be on a motorcycle without a helmet. I've had head injuries. Go figure. Yeah, some of my haters talk about that. That's obvious. As obvious as my oversized eyebrows or my great coiffure. Well, anyway. It's part of what I get to do. I'm going to take us for a walk in here and show you a little bit of what this looks like. Part of my think tank. Smeagol digs it. Hey, Smeagol. This right here is 24/7 music video. Pretty cool. Relaxing music, beautiful ocean, mountains. This right here would be another think tank. Let me swing that around. Oh, that's kind of weird. Okay, so this is my bathtub after I took a long soak. I do it every day. So when I got in the water first, it had only purified water. After about an hour of soaking, I threw a handful of baking soda, a cup of baking soda, a cup of borax, scrubbed up, and got out of there. Okay, why? Think tank. Some people get into what they talk as a sensory deprivation tank. I want my senses operating spectacularly. For extraordinary truthers. Congratulations if you haven't unfriended and blocked me yet. You're in for an interesting ride. Potentially. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Oh, where'd I go? There I am. So this I recorded out at the ocean. Look at that. Look at that reflection there coming off of the water there. Notice the symmetry and the flat water and level. There would be no level anywhere on a spinning water ball. This is my Gospel of John video. Here, let me show you.
Long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly.
Oh, he did.
Answered, I did tell you, but you do not believe. The miracles I do in my Father's name speak for me, but you do not believe because you are not my sheep.
There you go.
My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one can snatch them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all. No one.
The bigger think tank. Let me listen.
I and the Father are one.
Okay.
Again, the Jews picked up.
Look at the symmetry. Look at the reflections.
Jesus said to them, I have shown you many great miracles from the Father. For which of these do you stone me? Well,
Yeah, so we don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. That water there will eventually go into that ocean there. It'll go up into the form of clouds and rain and come on down on us. But wait, there's more. There's nanoparticulate. How about that? Here, let's reverse this is interesting here. So I've got that going on, and I'll flip the view. I'll do it like this, and then show you the proper orientation right there. when I see the man in the mirror now, I see a man that's free to do what God created me to do. The God that is talked about expressing himself in that audio Bible that I recorded a few years ago. That man has a prosthesis. He's got a leg that he didn't get originally equipped with. I've got pretty high tech now with some of those. They're like $250,000. They've got integrated brain technology that works with robotics. Oh yeah. Now on my liked video playlist, as interesting as some of my thoughts are, let's flip this around. Smeagol's all about it. Okay, so on the video, I've got the Google Chromecast. Now I can activate that and go to a whole symphony of food for thought. How are you going to be able to determine what reality is if your reality is loaded with chemicals that are being put in the food, water, and air to intentionally cripple and hinder your thought process? How about that? Garbage in, garbage out. I'm going to take us for a ride. Oh, here's my crystal clear water. The other day I said I needed to do something about that. I change it a couple times a day, or a week, I mean. Let's put the TV in the reflection there. Isn't that pretty amazing, the way that the water works? And this is, I don't have a special camera that shows an unreal world. I have one that shows this world. I'll take it out to the ocean. I'll use the best technology that I have available to do what I do. There's no curve on that horizon or any other that I've been able to find. Here's my, this right here will take the reflection of the sun and the moon and shoot it up on the ceiling of my room here. Because of the seasonal change, it'll move all around. It's pretty amazing. Sorry about making some of you dizzy. Okay. There's my wind chime. She's not a moving much. Slightly. I had all my metal chairs stacked up because of Hurricane Dorian. And then we had a couple of events, so I didn't want to put everything back yet. I didn't want to, well, what the heck just happened here? Okay, that's better. Sorry about that. So this is the area where I did my spinning globe that's on the Celebrate Truth. Right there, when I handed out invitations for people to attend the first Flat Earth Conference. And I'm not sure what's going on with my gimbal. It's kind of acting up on me. Okay, let me set that down. Sorry about that. I'm gonna take my coffee with me. Here we go. I like purified water. Sometimes I want to put coffee in it. I'm going to flip this up. Oh, let me flip it around, show you something here. So the kitties like to drink through in this one too. And of course, it's just beautiful, crystalline clear, flat, and level. There would be no level anywhere on a spinning water ball. Just think about it. Think tank. Use your analytical deductive reasoning. Somebody put the water back empty. It wasn't me. I don't even drink refrigerated water much anymore. And the reason for that is I prefer room temperature water. It assimilates better. Now that I'm bathing in highly purified carbon filtered water, somewhat solar activated when I've got it in the cubby hole there. What ends up happening is it assimilates into my body, replaces a lot of the liquid that would have to go through the kidneys, the liver, and all of that. This right here isn't real pretty. What it is, though, is high-powered nutrients. Let me bring that down a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on with my gimbal. I'm trying to bring you high-quality content. This is liquefied fruits, vegetables, hemp hearts, chia seed. Look at that. What the heck? I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm about to freehand this thing right now. So I don't know if there was some kind of an electronic interaction. I have no idea why that was happening. So I'm freehanding it for now. The condensation in here is just because I sat it on the warm burner after taking my 5-gallon stock pot off. I don't want the cats to get burned, and it warms this up a little bit. So I'm going to take us on out for a drive in the car. Isn't that pretty? I'd like you to consider hashtagging my name or Googling it. You could go to the library and do that. See what kind of results you get. You could copy and paste it in a comment that I've on my most recent post with the Google results for Robert Forsch. Why? Well, because there are going to be varying results based on the search history of that computer, the individual, and more. Artificial intelligence is extremely sophisticated. It not only presents information based on your previous search history, it's on what they want, what the system wants you to think about, how it wants you to see things. One of the challenges, I've got to set this down for a moment. Is to move a bunch of stuff around when I'm doing a recording like this. So we have rainfall, evaporation, condensation, and precipitation in all its forms. Rain, snow, sleet, fog. A little bit of air movement. That's how you can spell my name if you want to. Where in the world could that hang anywhere upside down? Well, only in the imagination. That's where it exists. I'm going to grab my coffee and water, like I said. So I'll make that any time of the day or night. Leave plenty there for the little lady. Oh yeah, that's how I roll. This was my repurposed Crown Royal that I asked Logan Paul if Jesus turned water into wine. I said, yeah, I believe so, and whiskey into water for me. That's what I especially appreciate. That's part of my evidence of something truly significant having happened to me. God is not a cosmic killjoy, taking the pleasure out of life. Now, I mentioned yesterday or the day before, when this overflows, the water will go into the washer. I could dip that out, use it to water plants. When the container is half full of water, it pours easier. Just to be clear, this container is completely full of atmosphere. This is completely full of a combination of water and atmosphere. We've got one special cat. He doesn't want to pee in the litter boxes, but I trained him to pee there instead of on the carpet. So I put a special Frank cat spray, which smells really nice, but it's not a neurotoxin. It's natural lemongrass and cinnamon and that kind of thing. This right here would be the pine pellets. And the reason why that's important is because the scoopable litter we used to use turns into concrete in the lungs. These are pine pellets I got from Tractor Supply Store. I contacted corporate at TSC, Tractor Supply Company. After I did, they changed their logo to include cats and rabbits. It used to be only horses. They had a big picture of a horse on there. Do we make a difference? Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I make a difference. People love me. People love to hate me. There's not a whole lot of middle ground, right, y'all? That's good. Bring it on. I'm built for this kind of thing. That's why I do it. I had a bit of brain envy. There was a doctor that talked about it. I'll put it out there. How do we take care of our brain? Okay, so I've had motorcycle accidents, one of them without a helmet. One of them I had a full face, or it was an open face helmet on. And I tumbled down a straightaway on a 250 motocross bike. It's the bike that's on my profile. Yeah, one of my profile pictures. I look like I should be on the cover of a magazine. Well, the foot peg hit me right here and crushed my eye socket and my skull all up in here. My oversized eyebrows cover up the previously fractured area. Why does that matter? Well, I'm gonna wear one of these when I get on the motorcycle, and that'll help protect my face from impact. Does that matter? Well, only if you don't want to have something worse than death. I mean, when I die, I get to go to heaven. Being a vegetable with the memory that I should have put on a helmet instead of just riding free with the hair blowing back. I've done that too. So I'll just take us on out. The temperature differential is what is causing the fog or the moisture on there. It's on the outside of the glass. Right there. See that? So the sun's approaching. If you want YouTube Truth stickers, you could send a self-addressed stamped envelope. Let's see, where do I have one of those? Yes, right here. I'm on stealth mode, right? Yeah, not so much. I do that for a reason. A lot of my friends that are like I was paranoid about Big Brother watching every freaking thing we're doing. Oh well. Suck it up, Buttercup. There's no hiding. And you can't hide from God. He knows everything. How about that? I've got to go and grab one more thing. So God is all-knowing, not partial knowing. Okay, let's do this. Truth. Now that'll go away, but the truth remains. The truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular, and it's not an opinion. How about that? What will you do with that information? That's what you need to ask yourself. What will you do when the truth is right in front of you? You know, we've got one of these refrigerators with family pictures and friends, and this was right after I got out of the suicide ward. How about that? How about that? In 05. Here I am, dirt bike racing. There's my dad. He passed on about 2 years ago. I'm 14 years old there. I never did anything really halfway, as I'm sure you have hopefully gathered by now. I'm going to take my gimbal just in case I can get it to working. I don't know why it was not working so good. So people are drawn to the ocean all over the earth. We love it. There's a timeless beauty with the water. That's one of the reasons why I like so many mirrors. It expands my view. Right? It's pretty. So when I was at the Flat Earth Conference in Denver, you know, there was a cadre of support staff around Logan Paul. How about that? He gets to chase around and earn more than $1 million a month moving merchandise and getting to play with all the toys that he gets to buy and the people that are drawn to him around that. Isn't that special? Well, I'm doing something quite a bit different. Does he still watch me? Do you think it's kind of like a train wreck? He's got to kind of watch what's going on? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. So I don't know how long I'll get to do this. I'm not saying that because I'm all freaked out and paranoid. Let's face it. A lot of people have seen my name, and I've been very deliberate about making myself really easy to find. If you should like stickers like that, I've mentioned it many times, you can send a self-addressed stamped envelope to 169 Cloverleaf Drive, Longs, South Carolina, 29568. So there's a little bit of coffee residue in there, a little bit of caffeine. We're like a science project. Tastes okay. This is a repurposed container, like me. This was one of the original Starbucks. I prefer glass because if you put the kind of water that I have with like less than 1 part per million dissolved solids, it's extremely aggressive and will draw estrogen mimicking chemicals out of the plastic to emasculate the reproductive ability of the males and hyperfeminize the females. How about that? Have you noticed the plumbing and padding has changed? There's a transpocalypse going on. When I lived in Appleton, Wisconsin, there was a doctor called Dr. Schrang. I don't know if that was a made-up name or what, but he did sexual reassignment surgery. The personal pronoun I would like to identify with is Mr. or him. I'm a male. I was born a man, a boy, and I'm a man now. I'll stay a man until the day that I transition. In one of my videos, there's like a cacophony of adjectives or identifiers. I'm binary, not non-binary. God assigned me as a man to do a job of sharing the truth to the ends of the earth around the clock. Now, some people will say, you're Jesus. He's another fictional character. Good luck with that. He changed me. I struggled with drug addiction my whole life, whether it was sugar as a little kid. It's like a drug. It's like freaking cocaine for kids. You've seen it maybe. Gummy bears and kids running wild, crazy on that stuff. I'm going to take us to the beach, and I do believe my sound is better if I have a headphones on, so I'm going to try that. Yeah. I know I put them around here somewhere. Well, that's just great. It was worth the look. Now, what I ended up doing was getting Sennheisers, and they have what's called a transparent hearing feature. It's an Ambio, it's called. They're like $300 with a protection plan. And the reason why they're so much more expensive, they've got a transparent hearing feature, so I'll be able to hear my voice. That's why a lot of recording artists have headphones on, whether they're on stage or on a podcast. This has a similar feature. Right now it sounds like my fingers are stuck in my ears.